Discipline is a challenge in all the schools in the country, and it's not limited to a specific type of school. How will values influence that whole process of dealing with discipline in a school?
Well, let me just tell you, first of all, that at one stage we had particular problems with discipline, and that happened just before we had our National Council meeting. And obviously the problems we had went into the discussion in the National Council meeting, and our National Councillors were unanimous in their view that ill discipline is the greatest threat that South African schools face in an effort to provide quality education. Ill discipline, a great threat, the greatest threat to quality education. So if we want quality education, discipline in all its forms, we're not just talking about compliance with rules. We're talking about discipline in a broader context is important. Issues such as work ethic, issues such as productivity and so on, you can't really express those values in particular rules. And one must always understand that values underpin rules. Values are the reasons why we have rules. So your first prize would be values, a value-driven society, a value-driven school, rather than a rules-driven school. And the moment you have those values in place, then you'll have a successful school. Then you'll have a school where it is able to deliver quality education and where children can experience quality learning as well.
FEDSAS decided to adopt a very specific plan to address discipline, or rather ill discipline. What's the plan on the table?
Well, at that very meeting where we had the discussion about the National Council meeting, where we had the discussion about discipline and our approach to solving the problems, we developed a 10-point plan. Now, part of this plan was to get all role players involved in a discussion about discipline at schools, but discipline based on ethical values. And we approached the Minister of Education, or Minister of Basic Education, with this plan to host a seminar on these proposals that we've put to her. And that's been adopted. The plan has been adopted, and the discipline seminar will now become a reality. A few other things that we did was to, from our side, present a discipline seminar all over the country. We've made a DVD of that seminar, which is available and can be bought from FEDSAS on our website, or by contacting the national office or any of our provincial offices. Then we've also had a relook at the Code of Conduct of FEDSAS. And when you look at the Code of Conduct of FEDSAS, you'll see it starts with a statement on ethics. It starts with an ethical code, not simply with rules. The other thing what we're doing now is exactly this, what we're preparing for now, and this is the seminar on value-driven schools. So we have adopted quite a wide approach to trying to address the problem and trying to give solutions to school communities on how to deal with this particular problem of discipline. It remains, however, a problem of the entire society, not only of the teachers, the schools. And therefore, it must begin with the governing bodies of the schools. It must include the entire school community, particularly parents, all staff of the school, and obviously the learners of the school. And then also important, community organizations and institutions functioning around the school. such as, for example, churches, cultural organizations, community organizations, even sport organizations, teachers' unions, businesses, corporate enterprises, corporate businesses, any business surrounding the school. Because if you look at the King Code of good governance, it also starts on the basis of ethical values that are applicable to business.
What's your own philosophy towards leadership?
My view is that leadership consists of three elements. The first one is character, the second is competence, and the third is compassion. Now, character says all about your character as a leader, and it says everything about your values as a leader. That's the point of departure. Competence deals with the issue of your knowledge, your skills, which is also important. If you don't combine the two, character alone won't make a difference. And very much the same, you may have all the skills in the world and all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't have character, you won't make an impact. And then obviously a good leader needs to be a compassionate leader, a person who cares about people. That in itself obviously is a value. Those are the three elements, as far as I'm concerned, of good leadership.